So today we are going to be making these really cool three-dimensional Zentangle shapes. And I can't wait to show you how we're going to do this and how you'll be making each of these really cool designs. So let's get started. We are going to be working on your awesome Zentangle 3D shapes. So first of all, you'll need scissors, tape, a Sharpie, and your templates. So the templates I have in front of me here are the pyramid, triangular prism, cylinder, and cube. Make sure that you are working on a space that is okay to get marked on because we are using Sharpies. I like to put a big piece of paper underneath my work so that if I accidentally go off the page, it only marks on the paper and not on my table. You might be wondering, what is a Zentangle? What is a Zentangle? A Zentangle is a design that you repeat over and over and over again. And the reason they call it a Zentangle is that the idea of Zen is that you're meditating or you're thinking deeply or calmly, and drawing these patterns is very calming for some people. So on my cube, I'll do some examples of Zentangle designs that you might want to do. One of the really easy ones is stripes. You can do diagonal stripes. You can do diagonal stripes in the other direction. You can do horizontal stripes, or you can do vertical stripes. There's all different ways that you could do stripes in your Zentangle. Another common Zentangle design that you might want to do is dots. You can do little ones, you can do bigger ones, you can do teeny tiny dots, you can do like I am doing and do a mix of dots. However you decide to do dots is up to you. You can also do zigzags. You can do tight zigzags like this. You can do looser zigzags like this. Patterns that you like, for example, hearts. Other Zentangle designs that you might want to do, what about little raindrops or snowflakes? Usually in a Zentangle design, you'll keep one design in each box. I didn't do that to show you how to do it, but you can do all kinds of lines and designs. Here I'm doing curved lines, thick curved lines. Just let your mind wander. Don't think too hard. Repeat your patterns, just like that. And here I've got kind of a plaid pattern. That looks great. You can leave it just like that. If you want to know how to do a checkerboard, you fill in every other square, just like this, every other square. Sometimes I have seen campers that want to choose one color. Here I'll do green, and that's the only color I'm going to use on this cube, and add a tiny bit of color, not a lot, just like a tiny bit here and there. That's okay if you want to add a little bit of color, but I suggest that you try to keep it minimal, because the effect of a Zentangle really shines when you keep it minimal. And that's how I would do my first Zentangle. Now you have a bunch of these to do. We're just going to cut out this one for our first try. So once I've made my Zentangle and I've cut it out, you might notice I didn't draw on these little tabs. That's because they're going to get folded in, and I'll show you how now. On every dotted line, you're going to make a fold. And this will turn it into our 3D shape. So a fold there, and a fold there, and a fold there, and here, and there. And now I'm going to fold all of my tabs. These little tabs are going to help us form this into a cube. Once you've done that, you can see how you can attach this. So I've laid it out. It looks a little like a cross here. And I'm going to fold one end up and fold one end over. And then you can just use a little piece of tape. I'm going to tape the outside. If you really wanted to, you could glue this. But I sometimes find that gluing it doesn't make it as secure as a little bit of tape. So just carefully fold that tape over, right on that edge. And now I'll do this one. Little piece of tape. And I will carefully fold that over. And I'll do that on every single side where there's a fold. Now it really looks like a box that maybe a present would come in. Make sure these pieces are folded down, and then you'll take the lid and you'll just bend it all the way over. And now you can attach tape to each of these three sides. Tape and tape. Okay, there you have it. Your Zentangle 3-dimensional cube. Next up, we'll be doing the triangular prism and the pyramid and the cylinder. All right, campers, I finished my pyramid and I'm going to show you how to fold and put together your pyramid pattern. You might notice if you're still making Zentangles, I did swirls and scales and circles, stripes, and then this is a kind of curvy checkerboard. Recycle what's left or save it for scraps. And then we'll do our folding along the bends. And there. So now I've got my main parts folded, and the next part is to fold the tabs. So you fold those in. There we go. So to tape this together, bend it and take a small piece of tape, just like that. And then you'll fold the next piece in. They fit together really nicely. Just like that. And for your last one, just fold it in. And now I have my pyramid. Now we'll fold the triangular prism. So for this one, if you're still looking for designs, I did springs and flowers and triangles and squares and swirls and square swirls. Try saying that 5 times fast. And this time I think I'm actually going to bend the tabs first, because this design is a little bit different. So I've bent the top tab. Now I'm going to bend the tabs on each part of the triangle. And there we go. That makes a nice sharp point. And now I'll do the rectangles. And finally I'll do the triangles. All right, so now we're ready. I'm going to set this up like that, because this piece is just going to fold over like this. Now I can do a little bit of tape on the top to hold it in place, and then I'll do all of the sides. And there we go. This is so cool. We're on to our last one, the cylinder. Now this one has some curves in it, and I know this is going to be trickier to cut out than the other ones. So I want to just be really careful with this. And as I cut, I'm going to just cut off big chunks of paper at a time and move it over so that my hand has enough space to really get into the detailed part. That way, when it comes time to do the circles, I don't have a lot of other paper in my way. Be very careful not to cut this off. If you do, you can probably tape it back on, but you'd probably need an adult's help to do that. Now I'm done. So this one doesn't have as much bending to do because it's just attached with this very tiny piece here, but you will need to bend this corner in. And you'll have to bend these up. Just like that. It's gonna go like this, and now you have the task of folding this in. So I'm gonna start by taping this. And then once that's taped, these parts will get folded inside, just like that. See? Look at that. So cool. There's a little bit of tape on a couple of different sides. If you need some help with this, this might be a project where you get a little bit of help from an adult, if the taping part is hard. But here I have my gorgeous Zentangle 3-dimensional shapes. I really love the way that they look. I hope that you're really proud of the ones that you made too. We're gonna be doing some math activities with these, so hold on to them, because the next time you meet with your group, you'll be talking about some of the properties of these 3-dimensional shapes.